Hey everybody, just hang in there for a second and we will get started. Trying to make sure. There we go. Alright, cool. I'm gonna yank this off so I can see chat. I'm not used to having only one screen anymore, so forgive the chat. Alright. Alright, so we are using the latest Betaflight configurator 19 hours ago. I don't want Batman. Anyway, yeah, we're using the latest Betaflight configurator. And we're going to go into apps. And if you don't know how to do this, look up any of my other how to set up Betaflight videos. Easy stuff here. And I have the Diatone 349, a little bit of a disconnection here. And I want to update it because 351 doesn't have all the options I like. So 4.0 it goes. Alright, that was easy enough. Just need to get a screenshot of my ports because it does have VTX IRC tramp. Uh-oh. That's interesting. VTX IRC tramp on UART3 and UART1 is my serial base. Alright. That's pretty much what I need there. Config looks pretty standard. Don't know why I have. Okay. Dismissed. Alright. Power battery. Looks standard. Failsafe standard. PID tuning. I'm also doing this in case I need it to go back to what I was. Especially filter settings. 9300. That doesn't seem too bad. 1200. Alright. These will obviously change when you go to 4. AETR filter. Okay. Modes. Don't care. Why do I have head adjust? I don't normally use that one. That was supposed to be beeper. Explains why my beeper didn't work. Alright. Camera control does not work on this since the UART is not connected to camera. Don't care about OSD. And while we're here, we're going to do a diff all and confirm. Actually, I'm going to save diff all and I'm going to save it as Diatone in case I have to go back. That way I can tell which version I have. Now this will tell me it's Fury 4 OSD and 351. So that part's pretty cool. Alright, now we're just going to go to update firmware. I love the new Betaflight with just press the button. Fury 4 OSD, and we're doing 3. 4.0.3, large number reported, craft taking off. Not enough filter setups, and 4.1 or newer. Okay. 4.01 should not be, or 4.02 should not be used with F3. Inconsistencies, couple fixes. Looks like it's bug fixes. So, sounds good. We're hitting flash. 3, 2, 1. In DFU mode, erasing. Now, Diatone strictly says do this at your own risk, so that's what we're doing, at our own risk. Hoping someone joins in. This might be a short video, but I am going to go through all the settings and why. It's a huge flash file. Good grief, it's normally not that big. Oh boy. Alright. There we go. Connect. Sweet. We are connected. Making sure, yep, accelerometer works. Going ports. Serial, and this was IRC Tramp. Even though it does have smart audio, so we're gonna, that's okay. We're doing IRC Tramp. And serial RX is already on UART1, that's good. Config. D-Shot 600, because I like 600. I use 5.5. I was going to reverse my props, but they're not set up like that yet, and I do have a battery. Nah, I'm not going to do that yet. Accelerometer, I do want, this particular Fury F4 does allow for 8K 8K with almost no CPU load, so that part's good. Arming, I want 180. Wanchuko, thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this. I don't know if I say your name, but that's pretty cool, Wanchuko. I gotta get you a little. I'll be checking out your page later. So, but thank you. Let's see. I want my name to be Sully. Now, since this has an HD Cadex, Cadex Turtle V2, I actually do fly with the FPV camera angle, and it's set to about 35 degrees. I am using iBus, and since I'm using iBus, I'm not 100% certain if this works on SBus, but I can turn on RSSI analog input, which is cool. In-flight calc and telemetry were both enabled, though I don't use telemetry. So in-flight level calibration I've actually never used, but that was a default with the Diatone, so I'm leaving it on. I do use air mode, so that way my props don't stop spinning, and it gives me a little bit of authority since I fly kind of proximity and lower to the ground. Air mode helps out. OSD I use, ESC sensor I don't. Anti-gravity just boosts your I-term, and dynamic filter is what's going to keep my motors from getting hot again. I do want RX set and RX loss to be buzzing with the motors because I don't have a beeper installed on this quad, and that's okay. RSSI, there's a little trick to show as well. This is set up with 0 yaw alignment. So if you ever wonder which way to go, it depends on how your flight controller is set up. If you have to rotate or do any pitch, you should never have to do pitch. Well, no, you 180s if it's upside down, but you could also do one. Yeah, either way. Normally you'll do yaw if you have to. There is no barometer. I'm not reversed. Quad X, D-Shot, 5.5%. RSSI I love having, so thank you to Michael Johnson. Yeah, Michael Johnson for telling me how to do that. I don't use transponder. Alright, cool. Save and reboot. Connecting. Oh, hey, that works this time. That hasn't worked in a while. Power and battery 3.5 with a 4S. 750 actually allows me to land at 3.5 whenever it starts going out, 3.4 to 3.5, and it recovers the 3.7, so I do like that. The heck is... Oh, this is new. So there's a new calibration area to use to measure actual voltage current draw with battery plugged in, enter the values, then with the same battery still plugged in, click calibrate. Oh. Okay, this makes it so much easier, but I don't have a battery plugged in. But if you do, and you're using Betaflight 10.6, probably something sooner. I've just never seen this pop up, calibration. If you need to calibrate your current meter, which mine is virtual, interesting. That's how you do it. That's pretty cool. onboard ADC, and I believe that's virtual. I am not 100% certain, so we will see when we go fly. Save, not doing anything. Capacity, nothing right now. Scale, amperage meter, all right. Failsafe, 0.4, that is 0.4 seconds, and if you're going 100 miles per hour, that is way longer than you think it is. So I used to go 0.8, but I lost control once, and 0.4 let it go way up. Thanks for hitting that like button. Let's see, ground speed, don't care about that. So I don't change any of these anymore. By the way, always test your failsafe. And to do that, just turn off your controller when you're armed and it will hopefully shut down. Alright, now here's the fun stuff. We're doing filter setup. I'm leaving these default except this one, since this is a 3-inch. I am going to increase the gyro low pass 1 dynamic max cutoff to 600 instead of 4. I'm leaving this at 100, 150, 150, 250. And those should give very good values, I hope. Alright. Good spot and share. Oh, cool. Thanks. Wanchoka. The RSSI, that I didn't think I'd like it that much, and then I also just had no idea you could just enable it like that with no problem. Cool, but it was so easy to set up. So yeah, iTerm relax I'm going to use. I do want to use this integrated yaw, which will require CLI commands. Holy cow. I thought I turned these off. CLI commands, got a screen down below. So do not forget to put the CLI commands in if you're doing yaw control. iTerm relax. I don't like smart feed forward, but it has made a return. That's interesting. iTerm rotation I do want, and VBAC comp I do want. Acro trainer 20 degrees, throttle boost 5, and anti-gravity 5. Actually, I'm leaving these default. Now my D-min, low is 20, high is 35 on roll, 22 to 38 on pitch. Yaw is going to be set up separately with a gain of 27 and 20. These are defaults, but they're very... I trust them for right now until I get to try it out and see what happens. Every time I've used them at that rate, they have been fantastic, but that doesn't mean anything on this quad. And my rates are super twitchy, so yeah. I do set TPA to 7.5 and breakpoint to 1850, and that seems to take out all of my oscillations. I'm going to leave my throttle limit off, even though at some point I'm probably going to scale it back just so I can fly in my front yard without fear of going 4 blocks down the street. Where is this? Oh good, auto 240. So there we go with that. Absolute control is not something I use, but it will be set up. When you do integrated yaw, it resets your absolute control, your yaw, all your yaw settings. It actually resets a few things. Where is it? Don't want that. This. So it sets your yaw to 30, 20, 0, 60, and absolute control gain of 10. That's interesting. Huh. Primarily reduce I. Okay. There is no more I, and maybe it is. So yeah. So you can't do iTerm relax RP. That's cool. Alright. So that's all due to doing this integrated yaw. We're going to save. Okay. Hopefully no questions so far. Alright. Going to receiver, AETR, da-da-da-da. Ooh, it's default to filter, that's good. 10. I like having my high and low set closer to high and low. No deadband, I don't normally use it. Save. Modes, arm, zone 1. Angle horizon, don't care about. Head free, don't care about. Failsafe, don't care. Head. I do like my beeper. Auto beeper on 5. This is so whenever I twist the dial, I can find my quad if it lands in some grass and the battery does not eject. Calibration. Oh, I see. This is if you want to do an in-flight calibration of your... Heck, I never went through these. Arm, obviously turn it on and off. Angle is so you can't do full flips or rolls. Horizon allows you to do full flips or rolls. Both angle and horizon do auto leveling. Head free is so if you're standing in a box formation and you go forward, no matter which way your quad's pointing, camera's pointing to the left, right, whatever. If you push forward, you're going to go forward. If you push right, you're going to go right, left. It's all relative directions, so it's head free. There is no head to the quad. Makes for some pretty cool line of sight if you're a newbie like me. Failsafe, if you flip that one, it would just turn off. Head adjustment, I don't know what that one is. I'm going to be honest. Never used it. Calibrations to calibrate your accelerometer in flight. OSD disable, you can just click it up and down. That, however, became useless with the profiles, OSD profiles, which we will set up. I guess it's not useless, you can just turn it on and off. Telemetry, it's for you S-Bus people, black box, record, not record. FPV angle mix is one I'm doing. This one's cool. If you remember back in configuration, I set my camera to 35 degrees. This one means I only have to use one of the sticks to turn. And I believe it's yaw. To turn, and that will, yeah, it's yaw. Yaw will actually give me directional capability so that whenever I do roll and do flips, it will keep it centered. So I do those nice cross-coordinated turns. Since this is HD quad, I don't want that much banking. So for me, it keeps the HD video flat all the way around. And I'm going to put that on aux 4. So that way when I flip that up, I can get some really good footage without having a lot of banking and control. Camera control is if I put in TX and RX on the Caddx to an open UART, I could control the camera. Flip over after crash, that's turtle mode. I don't really use it. Pre-arm is if you want to be super safe or just safe and not hit one button to arm. So this one you would pre-arm and then arm. That way you don't accidentally bump it and rip your face off. Pit mode turns off your VTX. Believe it turns it off. Either turns it off, puts it in lower power mode. Paralyze, never done paralyze, but I'm pretty sure that just paralyzes it. Acro trainer is cool. That one will let you fly FPV style in acro mode, but it has a limit to the amount of degrees you can turn so you don't accidentally flip upside down, plow yourself in the ground. Launch control, that one is fun. Launch control just lets you tilt the quad up, let it hang there, so when you turn it on, you tilt the quad up to the degrees you want, you let it hang, and when you're ready, you just gun the throttle and you take off right at that pitch. And that is so much fun. So those are the ones I save. Let's see. Yep, those are the ones I use. Adjustments. This I do use on aux 6, which is a wheel for me. If you take the entire range, you can set up OSD profile selections using slot 1 aux 6. And so this, you could use a 3-button switch. For me, this is a wheel, so I get all 3. I can do 3 ranges with this, and it will select which OSD I have, which is really cool. I don't need servos or motors yet. OSD in 4.0 gives you 3 versions, which is really cool. So I normally have one that is a lower, I have one that has everything I want to see, one with a few fewer options, and one that's pretty much just voltage and warnings. Main battery. See, I don't care about my main battery voltage. I just let it do the math for me. Horizon. I don't like horizons. I don't like artificial sidebars. I don't like those. I do like timers. That way I can see how well I'm flying. I don't care about fly mode because I pretty much know if I'm in. Well, I only have acro anymore. Craft name, I don't care. I know who I am. Throttle position, I do care. I like throttle position. So later on when I'm analyzing, I can see whenever I gun it, and you can see how fast this stupid thing is because it is crazy. Current draw, that one's fun. 42 amps, that's so I know if I'm going to blow out my ESC. Mod draw, milliamp hour draw. I like that just so I can once again tell if I'm going to blow out something. I only use it on a couple. GPS speed, I don't have a barometer, so I can't tell altitude. Roll, pitch, and yaw. I do not care about that. Power is cool if you ever want to see how many watts you're putting out. The 1408 Mamba is 800 watts has been my max so far, and that's crazy when you consider it's a 1400 series motor and a 750 cheap Zop battery. So it's very cheap, very zoppy. This will actually put out 51 amps, and it's a 70C 750, which is actually pretty close. It has put out 51 amps for me. Considering it's a Zop battery, that's impressive for it to do what it's actually rated to do. Power, average cell voltage, that one I do like, just so I know what my cells are. GPS I don't care about. Debug, don't care about. Pitch angle, don't care. Main battery usage, if you need to have that, you don't, yeah, no, just no. Disarmed, I can pretty much tell when it's disarmed. Home directions, if you have GPS. Distance, GPS. Numerical head, GPS. I don't have something that uses a compass bar, and if I had 32-bit ESCs, that would be these two. Remaining time estimates never correct. I don't care about date and time, though that one's pretty cool. Adjustments, oh, that's cool. That's nice if you want to do on-the-fly adjustments to your PIDs. Core temp, that actually will show up if you want it to, but yeah, not something I really need. Anti-gravity, don't care about. I love G-forces. I love seeing what these are. G-force is cool. Motor diagnostics, I don't care about. Flip arrow, this one helps. Log status if it logs. Flip arrow helps if you're doing turtle mode. It'll tell you which way to do your roll stick, roll pitch stick. Flight distance, that's cool if you have a GPS. Stick overlays, these are cool if you want to see what your sticks look like, but I don't care. And ESC RPM frequency works if you have ESC telemetry, which is 32-bit only. Display name, I was going to say I've never seen how it's set, but it's set by the display_name CLI command. Someone must have heard me. Cool. Let's see, alarms, capacity. Oh, my capacity would be 750 since I have a 750 battery. RSSI alarm can be, yeah, 20's good. Yeah. Also, if you're, well, no, let's go back. Battery not full. All of these are good. timer. I don't have a GPS, so speed or distance doesn't help me. In battery voltage are good. RSSI tells me if I'm flying close to the limits. Current altitude I would use if I had a barometer, but I don't. Black box is cool. I don't care about black box unless I'll find it whenever I do it. Max ESC temp is 32-bit, min link, flight distance. Yeah, those are GPS. And FFT is to help you with tuning. Save. That is going to wrap it up, except we forgot the little piece of info. Since I turned on integrated yaw, I need to go to my CLI commands, put them in first, set, save it. It's going to kick me back in. So config, double check. I always double check config when I come in because that one will screw you up. Voltage, amp. I wonder how that's a virtual amp meter. I don't know. PID tune. By the way, if this doesn't work, I will come back and switch this to onboard ADC. I don't remember what it was set to before. In PID tuning, this is what I was talking about. Yaw got reset to 30-0-20 instead of 30-something-0. Absolute control got jacked to 10. I-term rotation was turned off, which is fine. And yeah, nothing else changed there. Filters are good. Back to CLI. Now I do know from my iBus the way it is configured. Let's see. Get RSSI. The way it's configured on mine, I have to set, if I were to plug in and look at my OSD right now, my RSSI would read about 8 or 9 instead of 91 or 92. So to fix that, or if yours does that where it flashes 9 or 8 and it seems backwards from the way it should be, you want to do set RSSI invert equal on. And that will flip your RSSI around. So if you're showing 9 or 8 and you think you should be showing 92 or 91, RSSI invert on will flip it around for you. If you turn it off, it'll go back to whatever it's defaulting. And I believe actually I'm pretty sure I had a FreeSky receiver on my Diatone when I got it, so they probably hooked it to one that's already inverted. I think that's how that works. Yeah, sounds good enough to me. Get all. What is that? Oh, ha. By the way, if your mouse is hanging out down here and you type something in, it will highlight whatever it is, and that's bad. So be careful if your mouse is just hanging out. Get all. Get. Okay, get, don't get all. Sheesh. D-term, RPA. Wow, there's a lot more stuff in here than normal. Holy gracious. Get all. There we go. USB miscellaneous pin pull. Wow. Okay. This is way more than normal. Gracious. I always like to check through looking for a few key things. Dynamic notch range, you want this to be set to high since you are using a 3-inch. Auto works, don't get me wrong. High just keeps it in a smaller range so that you it will be faster to react. It won't always have to compare if it should be high or low. Calibration, gyro. Alright. So far so good. I'm looking for a couple things here. When I see it, I will highlight it. Accelerometer. RSSI, scaling is good. Invert is now on, that's good. Smoothing type is filter, that's what I want. FPV mix degrees, that's at 35 we set, so that when you're flying here, you can just use yaw to turn. And it will do a coordinated roll for you, which is cool. Air mode start throttle percent, 25, that's nice to know. Min throttle, 1070, max throttle, 2000, that's good. D-shot burst is off, BIDAR is off, and that's fine. See, I've gotten in the habit of doing this because sometimes if you flash a development version, some of these, something will be set off or on, and it sticks out like a sore thumb after seeing these for a while, like yaw motors reverses off, that's good. So every now and then someone who's compiling might compile the wrong setting and send it out. It's only happened once that I know of, but it was Betaflight 4.0.3, where it would burn up your motor really quickly because one of the gyros was set to off. The filters were off. So we're in GPS land. I don't care about GPS. Yaw control reversed off. That's good. Runaway takeoff prevention on. That one you definitely want. And if you ever want to know why, just put your props on backwards or put one prop on backwards one time. And turn that off, runaway prevention off, and then plug it in, arm, and stand back, or stand back and then arm, because it's flying in the air. Determ notch, PID at mid throttle. Well, that's interesting. It has PIDs at min throttle. That's cool to know. Gracious, crash delay 0. Uh-oh. Crash threshold 50, that's what I want. Okay. 0. Recovery angle 10. That's if you crash. I never crash. I'm too good. Way too good. Way too good for this. Angle level strength, absolute control. This has a lot more options than I'm used to. Launch angle limit. So that's if you use launch control. You can set your angle wherever you want. That's pretty cool. I think I'll set that to, what's that, 45 degrees? I want 45. Maybe I want 55. Nah, 45 works. Okay. We're just going to go up this time. USB HID CDC. This is if you want to use your receiver as a remote for a flight simulator. I normally turn it on, but this receiver has to be plugged in fully or it doesn't work because the PDB doesn't run off of, or I'm sorry, flight controller doesn't run fully off of the USB input, which is why it's only pulling 1.37 volts. That's funny. OSD stuff, don't care. Lots of OSD values. Ugh, holy cow. Watching screen text. Sputnik. How's it going? Hope you're doing alright. Hope you don't mind me yawning for a second there. I am coming to the end of my setup on my Diatone, so yep. I believe that's all I'm looking for. DPA mode. Oh, what happened? Did you change anything, or has it always had wobbles? Oh. Oh. Here's what I did for that. Shoo, is it bounce back? I need community preset. Community presets. Are you getting some bounce back when you roll, or are you getting wobbles? Like, does it twitch or does it bounce back when you... Which one's it doing? Pitch 38. 85. It wobbles. Is this after, are these snap rolls or are these slow rolls? D-roll. And does it bounce once or more than once? Do you have a video or anything? I turn relax. I change more than once. Oh wow. Okay. Gyro. By the way, I'm setting my iTerm relax to gyro so it doesn't snap as much. It wobbles more than once. Are your eyes as high as what it says over here? Like, this looks pretty. Like, this part looks good. Um, 38, 35 is close to their default. 38, 38, 32. On pitch. Oh, I see. Roll 35, 32. They just drop those a little bit. 38, 32. They drop those more. Yaw. There isn't any change to yaw. iTerm relax cutoff. Excuse me. It got really hot in my room. That's what's going on. TPA of 80 and 1800. Okay. What type of quad? Or did you disappear? Cool if you did. X-hover B-roll. Okay. Take a look at this. Okay, let's see what we got here. Holy cow. Why do I have no specs? That looks like... Huh. 1106 6300s. Are you using those props? Or did you swap them out for something? Okay, different size motor. Much better, okay. That makes me feel better. Alright. You have... Huh. You have several wobbles. Your D is up. And you're on Betaflight 4. What's your min values down here? Your max is 30. Oh, you know what? You might... Well, yeah. You might want to go with... Whew. Wow, that's high. D pitch, D roll. Yeah, you might want to bump up. That's what I was thinking. Your D, these two. Not that one, this one. So I would bump that up. Not that. This up. This up. This. Well, maybe not pitch. That. I would try those. Let's see. Oh, cool. Cool. So you have 42. Yeah, I would bump your D up. And this is literally just trial and error. But if you're getting more than one bounce, is your, I'm assuming your flight stack's mounted securely. Like, not, those actually look good. Okay. Yeah, I would see if I would bump up this one, your roll. I would focus on here and your two derivatives. I think these are probably low. I can't scroll down. But those two are probably what I would focus on first. Yeah, because it seems like they might be out of line with your... If you wanted to, you could just focus on the roll. If that's the only one giving you problems. I always do both, but that's just me. And I don't know that 35 is a good setting for it, but to bump it up probably wouldn't hurt. Printscreen.com, I've never seen that. But that would be just first, higher D. That's what she said. I'm a kid. That's pretty much mine, because anytime I've ever had that, it's normally my D is wrong. And with this whole D-min low to high, especially if you're not used to going to 4, So when you're flying around, you know, it's at 20 or 22, like really low. And then when you do the little snap, it jumps over up to what your high is. But if you set your high too high, it won't get there. It'll just get close. The other thing's your gain, I believe, is 30. Is that right? Yeah, your gain's 30. So that's pretty quickly in a gain. And what's your advance is 0. I don't know what that one does as much. Let's see. Yeah, the gain's the one, how fast it goes between that 20 and 50. And the advance, oh. Yeah, nah, you're probably not worried about advanced. But that would be where I'd focus at first. Problem is you're probably going to get the bounce back to come, and then you'll have to adjust the P and I, because you'll get high throttle oscillations or something else. But if you have the TPA set a little bit differently, I think you're doing 80 and 1800, 0.8 and 1800. Those are actually pretty good values from what I've seen anyway. I have no idea if that's going to work for you, but that's where I would start with. I did like one of your filters better. Yeah, biquad PT1. Cool. That can probably come down. You are correct there. All right. So yeah, I'm hoping that will help. Let me know if it works or not. I would love to know. But I just realized it's after 5 o'clock and I have to cook. And that's going to do it for today. I might be back later tonight, just random chat. But I wanted to get my Diatone flash to the new one. Since I was getting some heat after a crash, I think I can do some better filters, and the dynamic filter is much better. By the way, if you are looking, and I'm not, oh shoot, why is that upside down? What in the world? Oh, okay. Whew. I was like, what in the world? Reset Z. Okay. Alright. Whatever you do, if you ever flash. The other thing I always recommend, I totally forgot where I was going, but I was flying the other day and my quad was doing some weird stuff, and it literally was... Say what? It literally was calibration. Oh, okay. I thought my quad was wobbly, and it's because I strapped down my freaking battery. There we go. I thought I broke an arm. But anyway, I didn't calibrate my accelerometer, so that is now flat. So every time I would hover, it would just tilt and go back. Just way out. It was hilarious. Thanks. Oh, thanks, Sputnik. Yeah, let me know how it goes. I'd love to know if that made it worse, better. Come back, we'll try something else. Good thing about tuning, yeah, the defaults are a good spot to start, especially on these 3 inches. And I think they used to differentiate a lot more between 3 and 5. But with 3-inch getting the powerful motors they're getting, like your 1106s are actually pretty dang strong compared to what they used to be. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a little less problems with tuning. Let's see, config, just run through. Anyway, that's going to do it. Always, if you have your accelerometer running, don't forget, calibrate your accelerometer. Probably anytime you plug it in, it's an easy calibration, and it will keep you from having some weird twitchy junk. I don't know what else to call it other than junk. But that's going to do it. I am going to go make some dinner, Thanks for stopping by. For those who did, thanks for watching in the future. Don't forget like, subscribe, thumbs up. Shoot me a message anytime. I have not forgotten about the giveaway. I'm just waiting on instructions. So it's not my quad to just write and give away, but they said they'd give me some very easy instructions. I think it's on Gleam, and I'll set that up as soon as I can. Thanks again. Y'all take care. Have a good one. And don't forget, just say hi. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. And we'll talk at you later. As soon as I figure out how to turn this off. I will get it someday. Yep. We'll talk at you later.